Alright, we are at ISO 12800 and we are at the Osceola, well no actually at the Randall Park Emergency Room. I'm here at work right now and I am recording the blackness in the sky. I am on, what is this? F16 here. Alright, all the way down to F2.8 now. A little bit brighter, right? Yeah, look at that. Oh crap. These are gonna bother. These lights are gonna bother, so I gotta go deeper into the darkness. Now, my desired target here is northwest, because that's where I've already seen 2 asteroids. Here, let me adjust that. Alright, I'll come back to this a little bit later. Alright, it's a little bit after 7 o'clock. We finally got some stars out. Let's see. I'm really trying to max out the visibility with this camera. I'm moving around. Now I'm pointing northwest. I mean actually west-west according to the compass. Yeah, now I'm pointing east. And northeast here, where you see that right there, that's basically northeast. Most comets are visible here in this region. Alright, come back later. Here it is, 5:30 in the morning, and finally the moon's out. It's probably been out for about half of an hour and 10 minutes. Still between the clouds. Finally see some planes flying around. But the camera's going into the car now. Yeah. I wonder if I had I like the manual lens function better than the automatic lens function. So I think this is approved for me. Except for, of course, I have to set it all the way. Of course, close this out. Maybe next time. Getting the halo from the lights. It was really annoying because it kind of like impedes visibility. Of course, that's a plane. That way up there. Yeah, right there in the middle. Oh, everybody's joining the party. Hi guys. 2 high altitude aircraft. 3 of them. That's interesting. Hi guys. Wait a moment. And they stop. Okay, I'm locking onto that center light right there between these 4 lights right there, that big one. Obviously it's aligned center screen just about. You can see through the clouds. Oh no, they're stars. I thought they were moving, it was just me swaying around. This is just a 2 point, what would I say it was, a 2.8 f2.8. Alright. It's a lot of clouds, just making it very uncomfortable. So yeah, it's beautiful though. Good to see. Yeah, I was city police. This really marks up the light. I prefer the manual control. I definitely do. I do like this a lot better. I can see through and see the clouds, and getting 100% darkness would be optimal, and no cloud coverage because of the even the infrared lens. Get the infrared sensor out. All right, that's 3 minutes. I'll come back later on to see.
Proposing to get back on it. It's done so very gently. I said very politely, I went out of my way to say that because that's the impression. Now I get it, it's more humble than humbled. They couldn't make it on their own. Or the situation or circumstance that this represents at the metaphorical level, if it's not a connection direct one-to-one person, they couldn't do it on their own. The situation couldn't do it on their own. Couldn't hack it. But I'm not seeing emotional complexity of sorrow, regret, or sadness. To your credit, once more you didn't immediately dismiss it, and by all rights you could have. I see that now. You had just learned to let this go, and it wants to know if it gets back on the path. So, I don't know how long it's been trying to exit. Okay, I have my suspicions. Like I said, I would date it back, humbly, if I might, to the past couple of moons. And you learning to let it go and stop trying to figure out how to make it work. And just as you accept it, they want to know. I don't think they feel they can accomplish a path without you or your effort. It makes me wonder what their endeavors were like. Did they really?
Alright, so I lost all the stars right now? That one right there. Going past this Very cold breeze. You can hear the crickets. Hear the cars passing on the highway. This is northeast. Nothing. Nothing but a wet grass. That one can't be seen. Semi truck at the distance. Bringing out a telescope would actually be easier than this, but this is a test of the Sony A6000. See how it functions at nighttime. Today is quite cloudy, so functionality. That blinking light that you see at the distance, that's actually a radio tower. A cell phone tower. It's probably the biggest one in this area. It covers the entire Lake Nona region here. Besides the small 5G towers, every once in a while you can see. That one's beautiful. And that little guy over there. I think the camera does it a good job. I can barely see them, but the camera picks them up better. There's my alien buddy right there, coming this way. Alright, bye. The time is 3:30 in the morning, and yeah, it's gonna look like a dud day. Cloud cover is too much. Can't see the moon at all. I should be able to see it sometime today, right? At one moment there's going to be enough clarity. So infinite focus 2.8 12,800 ISO. Do need a light. Everything is right now. It's at f11. F16. Can't see the. You see the treetops right there in f5.6 is just about how much, though the sky in that direction has somewhat of a pinkish hue on the clouds. I brighten it up a little bit more. I get the over white exposure from the lights signal telling me, oh no, that's not it, but what the sky. Alright, let's go back this way. Covering my hand on the edge of the light of the glass so that way I can I can't see the texture of the clouds, but obviously the camera can kind of see. That's actually pretty cool. You can see my hand a little bit, but yeah. Alright. That's 3 minutes of that. No more Stranger Things work for today, I guess. Well, maybe, yeah, later. Maybe another hour. Maybe another hour. I'll come back out, or if everything goes good. Alright, so it's ISO 100 right now. Today's Tuesday. What day is it? The 13th of January 2026, I believe. Yeah, January the 13th, 2026. I'm back out here at work, and I have to prepare the camera. So, oh yeah, that'd be nice. No, but it lets me record. Why wouldn't it let me do this yesterday? Because of that. This is on f2.8 ISO 2500. I'm going to taper it down a little bit to where it's acceptable. Boom. There it goes. It'd be nice to just recorded the other one. Once again, cloudy day. Once again, the lights are really fucking bright. Can't find a black spot. Right now looking northeast towards my work environment. I'll be moving the car over there later on. Hopefully they leave. And I'll come back hopefully sometime tonight. See if there's any stars and to get the camera. Alright. See you later. It's 6:42, so I gotta clock in. Te dije que cogí la autopista en 10 minutitos. Derechito, un letrero así. Rápido que uno se mete dice Dowden 4 millas, 4.2 millas o algo así. Y ya los letreros, sigue uno los letreros y ya llegué. Pero cuando uno llega al auto, a la salida, pues es un poquito confuso la salida. Porque está el letrero del hospital para el lado que uno se siente, aquí hago una derecha para el hospital, pero no, tiene que ser a la izquierda. Tiene que pasar por debajo del puente para poder, lo que le confunde. Entonces ahí uno se pone como que un sitio nuevo. Y por allá hay un Publix, hay un Wendy's y todo. Está nublado hoy, pero están las nubes como que se ve como que medio rojizo. ¿Oíste? Yeah. Yeah. Pues. Love you, honey. Duerme, ¿ok? Hacemos eso. ¿El qué? Pues duérmete. Mira, prueba la cremita de magnesio. A ver si te calma. ¿Oíste? Que pruebes la crema de magnesio. ¿Entiende? Okay. Bye, honey. Love you. Bye. Alright, so today, the 15th? Is it? It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. It just got done raining for like 4 hours here in Florida. Still cloudy, of course. Can't see anything up in the sky. You know, this video is basically the countdown towards, what is it, conjunction? Where we perfectly are aligned with 3i Atlas, and we are between 3i Atlas and the sun, and its anti-tail, crossing its anti-tail. Nothing should happen other than communications failure, GPS failure. One thing that does happen, those satellites do get damaged or whatever happens to them, and we have issues. Well, we're talking about logistics here. We're talking about transport. We're talking about networks' ability to communicate across resources to supply and demand. You know, basically your Temu package is going to be late. Your Amazon shipping for petroleum out in the ocean with no communication, no GPS, no logistic navigational system, no information about weather or anything like that out in the middle of the ocean, because that's what those systems basically function for, right? No updates, you know, so they would be relying on ship weather control and such. Think about it. Really do think about it. What are we going to do next? All right, look at the clouds. I got a this doesn't let you appreciate it, but all together, all the clouds are pulling in to right there. Once change it to ISO 1600. Yeah, super impressive. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but wow, I'm darkening up, you know. Yeah, birdies. Oh, crowd. Look at the... You see the waveform? The bandwidth like lines right there. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the direction of sunrise. You ain't seeing crap, right? So it's directly from north to south. And then you got these low-lying clouds over here. Alright, that's 3 minutes. No one's gonna die. Hopefully. Okay. Well, January the 16th, I'm filming from the back of my house. Honestly, that's my sliding door. I am looking westbound right now. That's what you see there. I'm gonna go ahead and increase the ISO on this. Look at that. ISO 25. Yeah, it's in movie mode. About 25,600. Where is Orion? Oh, there's a Big Dipper. Wow. This time. Flight path. Definitely the Big Dipper. Forget what that is. I should have brought my phone. I mean, I can see it. Can you? Of course, I got that fucking light right there. That's always a pain in the ass. And I'm at just barely 2 feet off the ground here. There's that little blinker right at the edge of the roof. And this guy. I'm putting it up to my eye. I'm currently basically almost aiming straight up, but I am facing east. Look at this little guy coming in. A little blink like a little plane. I mean, that could be a satellite. How little it is. Well, I'm just aiming off of off the Big Dipper, really. Keeping my face close to the screen so that way it doesn't ruin my night vision. Here comes another plane. To the Big Dipper. Now I'm aiming northbound towards the Big Dipper. Obviously it's upside down in Florida. Or the Little Dipper, I don't know, I haven't seen the Little Dipper. So I gotta look up where it would be. Finally a clear sky though. I'm wearing some nice warm hunting gear right now, except I didn't put on socks, so my ankles are freezing, being that it's 39 degrees outside in Central Florida time after being 70 degrees, yes, 58 or 68, something like that yesterday in the daytime. Is it interesting that there's trillions of planets that are within their habitable zone now, similar to Earth? And they say that at least 10% of that trillion actually has to have life forms on it. Oh, look at that little guy. Coming across the Big Dipper there, all the way up there. That's nice. Nice and linear travel for it. I see it right now. Almost center. As we come off the... It's really faint. That could be a high altitude plane, of course, or a satellite, because it's linear direction. What? Alright, I go over here. You obviously see this. That's a plane, right? Now you lose the if I say focus on the Big Dipper, right? Or the, you know, what I'm calling the Big Dipper, right? And I just say, hey, I'm here. I welcome you. I embrace you. Come by. Let's just say hello. It wouldn't be a linear craft. It would be something that moves within the parameters of where I'm looking at. Or it would be ridiculously fast, which could still make it an asteroid, a comet, you know, meteor going by our atmosphere. It's obviously a clear day. It rained yesterday, so the sky is the clearest it's been in the entire week. I think Sunday it was fairly clear when I recorded before. And there's that little blinker coming by. Hey. I didn't bring out my laser to kind of mark my location. There's another one going across. I do have an alternative option to recording. I do have a telescope with a cell phone mount. I can really zoom in. But it doesn't increase the sensitivity. I have to figure out how to make that happen. How to increase the sensitivity to the... Oh, what's going on there? That guy changed his blinking pattern. Right? There's another plane coming. I guess every 5 minutes, so it's been 10 minutes now, or 15 minutes since we've been recording. Let's enjoy the plane. Alright, so I'm crooked here, pointing at the, once again at the Big Dipper, we're calling it, right? Upside down. My neck is crooked. I'm just gonna reposition my chair where I'm literally facing the Big Dipper, so that way I really don't have to be so uncomfortable. Oh, my chair dug into the soil. I'm sure that guy over there is a planet, right? I'm directly lined up. Now I'm gonna plop my ass down. There's my Boom, with my telescope. Or, not really a telescope, but it's like a, oh boy, the back legs sunken really good. There we go. Now I am directly looking northbound, or facing northbound, looking directly up at the Big Dipper. Oso Mayor. Resting it on my face. It's pretty cool to finally see these orbital travelers just right there at the end of the Ursa Mayor, the Big Dipper again. Just going through. I really think those are satellites that I'm actually catching, just because the linear pattern. And if I look at a plane, I get that signature. And it's seemingly just smaller than that plane, and I can still see the red blink. And on these little objects, they just go across. These guys are pretty cool to be able to see, just with the Sony a6000 at 25,600 ISO on a 2.8 or 2.5, what is it? 55 manual lens. I mean, you look at the, I don't know if you consider, this is an APS-C sensor, so it isn't exactly the best. I can look at the screen and I see a lot of, what will be red haze happening on the screen and on the little eye, the eye sensor, the eye patch, whatchamacallit, you know what I mean. And I can just settle it right there. And just look up. Extremely beautiful. I need a beanie. I have a beanie in my coat right now, but I don't want to move. I don't want to move because this feels like such a beautiful opportunity just to be out here and enjoying this. And I would love to something to it'd be beautiful to catch a unidentified object or something that I just can call it a satellite or a plane, because we obviously can, I can obviously tell the signature from here. staring at the Big Dipper. There's another high altitude you see it? I'm walking and keeping still. Watch it just travel across. I don't see any blinking on it, so, and they seem to be catching right at the halfway point of the sky, because when I look left, well, there's a plane right behind flying on the tree over there, so right, the distant horizon, just under the whichever planet that is. I don't know the time. I didn't bring my phone either for my planet tracker. And yeah, I know it's inside the house, but I'm just so fucking comfortable in it. So basically, on my current observation right now is that it is possible on a clear sky for me to catch satellites in comparison to the high altitude flight craft that I can also catch with this camera. Because you can recognize a blinking pattern, and that is extremely convenient that it goes right through the Big Dipper. Look at that. It's beautiful. But thank you. Thank you for giving me these learning observations. So, of course, sunrise is beep, 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 on the east, right? And the satellites crossing the sky, once they are reaching that halfway point, it's when they're getting illuminated by the sun, and I can see it consistently. Now, some of them do kind of lose and give off brightness intensity, but it's not a pattern like the plane. It doesn't blink red, green, and white. Okay, or red and green, whichever one's blinking. I think I see it's red is the one that sticks out more because of night vision, right? When you're looking and paying attention to the sky at nighttime. It is like 4 o'clock in the morning right now, so sunrise is a few hours away. I am fixed on this position. Welcome back. We just missed now auto ISO. So in today's lessons, high altitude aircraft can still be visible in a clear sky in Central Florida. Blinking red lights that go across, no sound. Low altitude aircrafts are pretty noticeable, right? We got a planet right behind a tree right there. We got the Big Dipper right there, nicely visible at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right, a little bit, or 5 a.m. I can see satellites also across the sky without blinking that tend to pop up right in the middle of the frame, like directly at the 90-degree angle from me. They'll just show up, just little passive lights traveling through space, because they are getting illuminated by the sun at this time, which makes sense, right? Makes lots of sense. I try to keep my head on a swivel. I do have a higher chair that rotates, but it doesn't, I can't recline it. I feel like it's gonna fall off if I do. I do have a rotary platform that would provide stability to help me do this. It is Friday, and there's a satellite going across. Here comes a plane. As it leaves, the satellite leaves the side of a, or it might even be a plane, if I look at it right. There's Big Dipper. Again, I feel like it rotated on me. And of course, the aircraft and satellite is now out of sight. I can't see it anymore. All right. Okay. Give me a plane, give me a plane, come on, give me a plane. I just had 2 planes land back to back within 2 minutes of each other. Of course, that's my westbound tree across my neighbor's yard. Northbound tree. The Big Dipper. I have to cant my camera now to be able to get it in movement. Now, originally how I sat down, I was perfectly level with it. See that little guy over there? Giving us a few blinks. See that guy right there? It is really faint to me without looking through the camera. But to the camera, yeah. Alright. I'm a little bit tired. Moving around, moving off of the Big Dipper. I did see a few satellites travel across, and what I feel like there's a sweet spot which is directly above us. Depending on the time of day, there's a sweet spot where we can observe the travel path. Because if I look left right now, which is westbound towards the camera, I don't see the satellites. I see plane travels, I see stars, I see planets, everything going down at the sky from here. Besides having the Big Dipper right in the camera the whole time, or most of the time, right? If I look eastbound, well, I got the sun. I see most of my plane travels also coming in or heading northbound. You can hear the planes. And because of the brightness of the light in my neighborhood on that side, what's it called? The light pollution, right? The satellites kind of disappear. Afterwards. So I have a good, I don't know, 1/3 of my visible sky where I can actually spot the low altitude satellites that catch the reflection of the sun at this time of day. And that is the dumpster picking up like that. Ready? Thump thump. And Westmark. I'm trying to catch if that guy's blinking. And he is not blinking. Kinda. He's going really fairly fast. Just crossed the Big Dipper. And I regret being confused. Now, if it did a 180, that would be greatly appreciated. Right? But that guy just entered. My third zone. Of visibility. At kind of like a very good angle. Did I just see red flicker finally? on camera. And I think we lost him. See? Devil's in the detail, guys. Ladies and gents. Now, what could we improve on this? Hi there. Look at that one crossing right into Big Dipper again. That one just popped up. I can't see it anymore. Here's this guy. A cadre of you see that one that just came in to my central third, traveling right through the Big Dipper. Look at that light pattern though. That blink pattern. I am recording it. I see there I got a light flash right in my screen. Oh gosh, I gotta review this one. Cause I don't know if I just got a light flash in my eyeball for some reason, or if I actually just caught that on camera at the top of the Alright. This is the longest one. Oh yeah, that was rough. That was a rough one. Once again. What? Who are you? Are you another one? Looks like it, but oh, another trick is don't look directly at the object. Look off of it. It makes it easier to catch off the corner of your reticle, of your eyeball, like this guy. And that guy. Look at those. Those two just crossed in front of each other, huh? Thank you. Thank you for letting me catch you. That guy. Blinking like a plane pattern somewhat. I mean, planes can come in different sizes, so the light signature wouldn't exactly be the same, right? It can be a private jet also. We got that guy crossing right there, the Big Dipper, and we got this guy over here a little bit more east, blinking his red light, and just like twice the size of it. And this seems to be the consistent pattern today. There we go, back to this one. With the blinking pattern, that this one seems like a smaller plane that we can't see the red light, and there's this one coming again, still going actually in the same direction, which just seems fair because they're heading northbound, right? Blinkety blink. Now we got both of them in frame. The skylight is the sun is coming up, so it does feel like the sky is brighter. It's more bluer now than before. I think the best time frame is just about 2 hours before sunrise at the most, right? Because once the sky starts turning blue, all your objects are going to be disappearing, so there is no you get improved darkness. I like talking to myself. Who knows who's gonna watch this? January the 16th, 2026. Sony A6000 ISO 25600. Aperture is an f2.8. Manual. I did not. I kept it on 0. I didn't give it. Decrease the. I forget what that's called. You could go to negative or to more positive on it. I just had a red flash inside my eyeball. I don't think it was on camera. Alright, and this is Luis Muniz signing off. It's officially time for me to go inside because, yeah, this is getting bluer and I can't see nothing. I see nothing. I still see the Big Dipper, but of course. Let's just stay on that then. Till the next flame enters the frame. Alright, folks. Sitting up. Oh, from that reclined position. Wow, what a pain in the ass that was. Oh. I haven't been out here much. I think this is probably like just a 30-minute watch. You hear the planes landing? That's nice and orange flying through the sky. I don't see a blinking pattern on it. And there's the blinking. I can see it with my eyes now. The blinking signature as the plane turns. My focus is set on infinity, so it's as much as that'll go. I do have a better optic. I do have a telescopic optic that record. And here's another plane. Westbound arrival also. Definitely see the blinking when it's on the left hand side. On the westbound side. That makes it really easy. But this, eastbound side over here, and this is west over here. This makes it really hard because the red light seems to be on the opposite side apparently when they all head northbound, because I'm only catching northbound traveling objects right now.